Oh my goodness. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Kimball's Corner. Oh, I tell ya. Sorry for not being here last week, but as you know, came down with COVID and feeling better now. I tested negative today. I was hoping Rocky would too, but he did not. But I think he caught it later than I did or something. I don't know.
Yeah, Kimball had it for about 4 days before I caught it, and then he was feeling fully better when I got it, and then it basically came and went through me in about 2.5 to 3 days, and now I just have a really bad sore throat. So,
which is
lucky for you guys, I won't be talking too much tonight.
But it is weird though, because on the day we were driving back from Paris, which was a week ago Thursday, I could feel the symptoms starting. I could feel a little sore throat, a little scratchy happening.
But we did the whole oh no, we're not sick. It was just the air.
I was like, I'm probably getting a cold. But up until then, we were sharing our food, kissing, and all that stuff. So I don't know how he was not sick. Anyway, I went through about 3 or 4 days of just feeling like crap. In the mornings, I was having groggy head, blah, blah, blah.
And what do you do when you feel like crap, Kimball?
Well, I was doing laundry and I was cleaning house.
So basically, we did all the same things we normally do.
Cleaning, yeah. It was just in the mornings. After about 20 minutes, the grogginess faded and whatnot. And I don't know, I had achy muscles and whatnot. But anyway,
Denise says, hello, Kimball and Rocky. You still sound sick, Kimball.
I am. Well, I have symptoms, but it came up negative. I'm going to test myself again in 2 days before I go out and see anybody. So, yeah, if it doesn't test negative again, I will stay inside for the rest of my life. Whatever. Anyway, so that's why I'm taking it easy today. I don't want to have to overwork.
That'll be a big change for you.
Don't want to have to overwork my brain. So we're just going to color, chill, whatever. Yeah. So, yeah. I didn't even sharpen pencils because that's how unprepared I am. But, oh my gosh, so I had my birthday on the 16th. And remember when I was talking about this cup?
Boo! Rocky didn't get to use it for Halloween.
Didn't. But Rocky snuck it in as my birthday gift. I was very surprised.
One of them. Oh, did you even show your other ones yet?
No, we haven't been on since
my gosh, there's so much to talk about.
I know. Okay, yeah.
Well, we'll do that at the end.
But we can talk about Paris. So Paris was absolutely lovely. I'm not going to talk much about it because we've talked about it before. But the last day was what the hell? So
this is what happens when you have a really, really good trip. Something's bound to just go awry because, the universe has to balance itself out.
Yeah. So we get to the car. We load it up. It's probably 9:30 in the morning. Mm-hmm. Ready to drive back. It's about a 7-hour drive from Paris to our house. So we're driving down the street and I'm like, why does it sound so loud? What is happening? I'm like, Rocky, did you roll the window down? What's going on? So I turn around behind me and some lovely individual had popped out one of our back windows, the little tiny ones. I was like, good Lord. I mean, I knew there was always a chance someone was going to break into our car, but I was just hoping it wouldn't be.
But it was weird because they got into the car, into the trunk area, and I think someone scared them away because absolutely nothing was taken from the car. And there was stuff in the back, in the trunk.
It wasn't major valuables or anything, but they could have.
There were plates.
There were some plates. Some dishes. So her hair, I'm going to start off dark, and we're going to do a gradation down to yellows, just so you know where I'm going with this.
Lovely. Did you ask her permission first? Say this her hair.
She was just make me not black and white. Thank you.
Oh, okay. Got it. Elizabeth says, Elizabeth Scherer says, glad you are feeling somewhat better. Happy to finally catch a live.
Oh, welcome. And thank you.
Catching a live is way better than catching COVID. I will just say that.
For sure.
Jenna says, glad nothing got taken. And Elizabeth says, I'm so glad I'm catching a live.
Yay. And welcome. Yeah, I wish, I'm going to color as long as I can. We'll see how long I can go on, but if I'm starting to feel a little crappy or, I still cough. I still have that little dry, weird cough. Oh my God, my taste and smell is coming back. It's so weird because one day, for days, I couldn't taste or smell anything except for salt. I could taste the 5 major things. I could taste salt. I could taste sweet. I could taste bitter and sour and not really savory. But salt was 100% there the entire time. But if you gave me grape juice and I don't know, strawberry juice, I could tell you they were sweet, but I could not tell you the flavors.
So yeah, he's very glad that his sense of smell and taste is coming back. His big thing is every day he goes down and smells coffee. He's like, oh, maybe, or candles.
Yeah, well, the candles were like the first thing that like I could smell all of them. It was really weird. And then like I could start smelling essential oils and the room air diffuser, whatever it is, scent diffuser thingy. So that was exciting. Glad, like I'm just glad it's coming back.
Absolutely, I'm so happy.
Me the most. Rocky hasn't lost his. Hopefully he doesn't. It's not like the end of the world, but it's just weird. Suddenly you become like a super texture person when you eat. I mean,
you know the delicious, delectable food I eat, Kimball.
Well, you're gross.
I alternate between tuna and eggs and smoothies. So
yeah, your food's gross to begin with. But like
it's not gross. It's good for me.
There's a difference between tasting good and being good for you.
Okay, well.
But I was gonna say like the texture of it would just become extra noticeable and disgusting.
Oh, gotcha. Elizabeth says, thankfully, never lost my sense of taste or smell. I'm so glad.
Well, both of my parents lost theirs for like weeks. My mom lost her taste for like 3 weeks or something, and she said it's still not right, and it's been a long time. And some people were like, I never got it back, or it's never been the same, or...
I'm just glad we weren't like one of the unlucky individuals who has like, I smell like weird gasoline.
Oh, yeah,
and, like,
or
I'm like, what?
Or like, I smell rotting meat all the time.
I'm not going to lie, though. Kimball and I legit had this like weird delusion that we were going to be the only people to never get it.
Well,
like I know we knew that wasn't true, but we were like, it's been this long.
We made it a few years.
I feel like we just like lost the game.
That's okay. I'm glad that I'm not glad I got it, but I'm glad that I got it and didn't have horrible, horrible symptoms.
Yes, especially because in December we have a lot of travel. So I'm so glad it's over with.
Packing the masks for that one. All right, so we've laid in some of the darker color. Now we're going to just go to the next color up. I pre-selected all my colors, which you can't see. There they are.
Jenna says there's so many people in the chat today. It's so exciting.
Oh, well, hey, everyone. But yeah, I put all my stuff on a towel just because like putting the pencils on the table might be kind of loud and obnoxious. So that's the only reason they're on a towel, if you're wondering. Anyway, going next up. So the first color I started off with was Tuscan Red. That is Tuscan Red.
There you go.
For all of you. Then we're moving on to Henna.
Henna.
Also good for hair dye. If you're into that and you want to wait around for like 8 hours for it to dye your hair.
Not that pencil, though.
Well, no, but Henna.
There you go.
All right. We're basically going over what we already colored because the colors will mush together. And then we're going to... It'll make the highlighted areas a little bit smaller, but more intense looking.
What have you guys been up to, by the way? How are you doing? Are you guys making it through the season without getting ill? If you are ill, how are you coping? How's the weather? What are you watching? What are you reading? What's happening? We've been stuck in the house all day. Tell us something.
We haven't seen anybody. The only person we saw was at Waitrose on our way back, so I'm really hoping... She didn't really get close to us, but she had to come over and check our register. And, I mean, I backed away because I thought I was sick anyway. So I really hope she's doing all right.
Wasn't she wearing a mask?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Rose says, I tried henna once, never again. I was living in humid Florida at the time.
Oh.
Every time it rained, my hair smelled like a barn.
Oh, God.
Oh, my gosh. Jenna went to Quilt Fest yesterday.
Have you not seen the pictures? Do you not follow on Instagram? Who are you?
I mean, I do, but I haven't been on today.
Oh, well.
I've been busy.
Playing Mario.
Sounds fun, though. Quilt Fest.
I saw loads of pictures, loads of stuff.
Sorry, were you going to say something, Kimball?
I was, but you interrupted me, and now I forgot.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, well, leave it in the comments if you're upset with Rocky.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, we went to this place. I'm not even going to try to pronounce it, but they specialize in like tasty like jams and caramel sauces, like sauces basically. And so I didn't buy a ton, but I got like a caramel apple, a vanilla pear, a vanilla mango, and then like a macadamia pumpkin or something. Oh God, it's so good.
They had I think was it raspberry?
The raspberry champagne was like the most popular.
We don't know how that's going to be. It was delicious. We didn't get it.
Because I was only going to buy one more, and it was between that and the macadamia pumpkin, which I liked more.
Yeah.
It's funny how like people that drink like can't taste the alcohol in a lot of foods. Like I'm not all of them obviously, but anyway, I was like, "Can you taste the champagne?" She's like, "Oh no, no." I was like, "Oh, yes, you can." I mean, I didn't say that, but I mean, I definitely tasted champagne in it, which for that instance, it really added to the flavor. It was nice, but
It was like the champagne flavor without the alcohol.
yeah, my friend, she shared this cake with me. I can't remember what it was. It was a chocolate cake, and it had rum in it. And I was like, "Oh, like the rum is like a nice touch, but you know, I don't really like the taste of alcohol, so it kind of just ruined the chocolate flavor for me." And she was like, "There's no rum in this." I was like, "What?" She's like, "There's no rum." So she called her friend who made the cake, and her friend was like, yeah, like I put rum in a spray bottle and sprayed the chocolate, like sprayed the actual cake with it." I was dying.
So Janice says, "I just recovered from the flu. My daughter brought it home
Ugh.
from school. I swear, those
Ugh.
school buildings are a bacterial graveyard."
I totally agree. My mom, even if we had a small cold, my mom was like, "You're staying home." She did not want us to go and spread our germs. I'm like, don't make your kid go to school if they're sick.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand, like, sometimes you really don't have an option if your kid's really young. You can't leave them home alone, but...
Well, I think a lot of, it's got to be really hard if you have daycare now, because I believe they have such strict rules. So I know that, like, in some cases, you just have to, like, if they say you have to, like, pick up your kid, you just have to do it.
Oh.
Jenna says, "I don't quilt, but I do sew. I enjoy seeing all the quilts as well. I bought some labels, embroidery hoop frames, and some fabric collage kits."
Moving on to the next color, pumpkin orange. That sounds fabulous. I don't know why my hands are sweaty.
Janice, how long did it take to recover from the flu?
I haven't had the flu since I was like in yeah, like no, that wasn't even the flu. That was, I don't know what that was. I don't know. I haven't had like the real like 2-week long flu thing since like, when did they make you read The Great Gatsby? Because that was the book I had to read while I was home
With
sick.
the flu?
Yeah. I was like, this is the trippiest book. I was having like the weirdest visions because it was talking about like describing like going to his house and like the light across the water. And I was like,
you must have some really weird dreams from
it
that
was
time.
so weird. Like,
because like you already have messed up dreams when you have the flu.
Yeah, it was weird. So this will probably be like the last color I take on the top part.
She has such a cute face.
Yeah, I like a lot of Camilla. Oh, this is Camilla Derico's Pop Manga Coloring Book, if I haven't said. She has a lot of really cute artwork. Then I think I'll just use white to blend out the highlighted areas. We'll see. This is weird. Usually I start with the skin. Who am I?
Okay, out of curiosity for everyone, what types of videos do you watch the most on YouTube? I'm really curious. Like, do you watch mostly like art videos, or do you guys watch like vlogs of people, or do you watch like
renovations?
Like what is like
travel?
Yes, I'm sure you watch a little bit of a lot of things, but I'm just curious what things you guys consume on YouTube.
I mean, those are pretty much all the things I watch. I watch a few vlogs, quite a few art ones, a few travel ones. Well, it's not really traveling. It's more like people that live in other locations, and it's like their day-to-day, which I guess is just vlogging. But
Coloring View says they have one of Camilla's books at Ollie's for $1.99.
Ooh, nice.
I think we went to Ollie's once. Remember, it was in Baltimore, and it's over. It was.
Oh, is it like OLLIS or something?
Like IES. I can't remember, but it was kind of like a discount place, and it was near the Walmart. Do you remember this?
Vaguely.
When once I was like, I've never been in Ollie's before.
And I'm sure we were like, Ollie, oxen free.
Okay, we have some comments here. Elizabeth says, working on some digital art, coloring pages today.
Ooh, nice.
My husband was out hunting this weekend, so my kids and I did a big puzzle. Ooh, fun. And Netflix, and spent time doing art. Ooh, what was the puzzle about?
I don't think I could do hunting because like the getting up early. I mean, I don't like killing animals anyway, but I mean, you know, I still eat meat. Like I get it, whatever. But like the whole getting up and like going out in the woods, I'd be so, first off, I'd be paranoid of shooting myself because I'm just terrible. Like I would trip. I know I would. I'm very clumsy. But I would also be scared of getting shot by somebody else. Like,
that's a legit concern. That's why you have to wear vests. So my father, when he was really young, his brother-in-laws invited him out to go hunting, and he basically was out there already, and then they drove up and met him, and I think he was out there with like, he was trying to disguise himself so the deer wouldn't see him.
Oh God.
So he had like all this like bush on him and stuff, and like antlers, and my uncles were like, "Oh my God, what are you doing?"
What?
And they basically taught him like, you are going to get shot by someone.
Yeah, that's scary.
But I used to go hunting every year with my family, but I just basically hung out in the trailer all day and baked bread with my grandmother. And we listened to the AM radio and played cards.
And she never suspected?
I'm sure she did. Let's see. So,
oh wait, I took this down way too far. I need to bring in the yellow. Whoops.
Jenna says, with the extreme changes in weather, I'm surprised no one I haven't gotten sick yet. Trisha's been watching art video, or she watches art videos. Okay, got it.
Nice.
On Jenna's YouTube, it's art and plants. And then Jenna says, thanks, Jenna, flu season is horrible.
Ugh.
But my advice, drink tea with ginger in it and make homemade cough syrup from honey, lemon juice, and some nutmeg and salt.
I've just been ODing on vitamins.
It seems to help. Rose has been knitting. Oh, maybe this is what she watches on YouTube. Knitting art, sewing, travel, and a bunch of weird random things.
It's so funny how you watch like one video just to see, and then the next thing you know, they're like, watch all these videos on your recommended of like the same random thing that you watched.
Oh, that's so funny. Coloring View goes to the same Ollie's in Baltimore.
The what?
The Ollie's in Baltimore. That's the same one.
Oh.
She's in Baltimore.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, there's like the Bed Bath & Beyond, you know, whatever, and then it goes to the Walmart. And
because we usually go to the Michael's out. Well, sometimes.
My God, this is riveting content
this
for everybody.
Very exciting.
Everyone can relate to Ollie's.
I love Ollie's. All right, moving on to orange.
We used to live in Hamden.
Those were the days.
Which is like a little tiny neighborhood north of downtown Baltimore. Anyway, on our shared YouTube, it's a lot of food videos for Jenna and Noah. And then Elizabeth says, it was a mystery puzzle from the library. Ooh.
Oh, fun. It
had no box or picture.
Oh, God.
Turns out it was all candy bars.
Oh, my God. That would take forever.
I feel like that's an interesting concept. If you imagine just buying a black box that says puzzle on it and you have no idea what it's going to be. But what if you put it together and it was just literally the box with black and it says puzzle on it?
I mean, I'm sure there's something like that out there.
Elizabeth says, now that's my kind of hunting, Rocky.
Oh, yeah.
Hunting for, what did we make? She used to make like twisters is what we called them. But it was like, she'd make homemade bread, which was the best bread I've ever had in my life, still to this day. And then she would make homemade like dough to dip into oil, and she'd fry it up and make maple bars and twisters and all these things. Oh my gosh. Those were definitely some of the most fun times because it was also winter and we would go sledding. I just can't believe that we were out there with like wild animals. Like we would, like the kids would just go running in the hills. And I'm like, there was definitely wild like cats up there.
Oh yeah. I'm sure there's bears. I mean, I guess depending where you're at.
I think in the winter though, they're not as prevalent.
Wolves for sure. I say that like I know. I don't know. I don't go hunting.
Shh.
I know, like, shush up.
Rose says, I had bears at my house and I lived near a city.
That would be quite the experience.
Elizabeth watches art reviews, some news, political stuff, documentaries, music. My fave are TV show movie clips set to music. Hauls.
Ooh.
Jenna says I would suck at hunting. I would get bored and the insects would freak me out.
Oh God, for sure, yeah. This is Sunburst Yellow.
Weren't we just talking about hunting in that like a previous live? I was talking to someone because I was out on like a walk. I used to like, they'd get up at like 4:30 and go walking, like my uncles and my grandpa. And I remember there was a wildcat stalking us. And I was like, well, I'm going to stay right next to grandpa with the shotgun.
He'll save me.
They just didn't seem fazed. They were like, whatever. He's over there right now. I'm like, yeah, he's only like 50 yards away. So
I always wonder, like, when we were kids, like, if, like, in that situation, like, if he was just putting on a brave face to not, so you don't get scared.
I mean, they had a gun. I don't think, the cat wasn't like being overly aggressive. It was just like slowly tailing us, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Elizabeth says, "Oh, yum, fried dough."
I do love a good fried dough. Just kind of making up the hair in here because I can't tell what's what.
I can't tell the who's who.
On the what, how? Has anybody been watching the new Frasier? I have not been hearing good things, and I'm kind of bummed because I really love, like, the old Frasier. So let us know if you've been watching it and if you like it.
I know I saw very mixed reviews. I saw some people were like, "Frasier's back. It's so wonderful." And I saw some people were like, "This is horrible. It never should have happened."
Yeah. Those are the ones you can trust. All right, moving on to the last color, Canary Yellow.
Elizabeth says no, but watching Seinfeld again.
Oh my God, so am I. I'm on season 3, I think. I kind of just let it play while I color.
People has to like find things to watch because we like to watch things together. So he doesn't want to watch a lot of new things that we might want to see
right
at the same time.
We watch a lot of new stuff together, so yeah, I have to like go back and watch the old good stuff. What was the one I just watched? It was Elaine took some kind of medication and she's like, Stella. Oh God. All right, now I want to bring some of this yellow up into the hair up here because it looks a bit strange without it. Just to help tie the colors in a little bit more. Then we're going to go in with white.
Janice says, try some plantains fried with pancake batter. It's so good. That does sound good.
We used to do, like, we'd make plantains all the time when we lived in California.
Oh, yeah. Smash them, cook them twice.
Mm-hmm. All right, just burnishing the colors, which, you know, I don't like using, I know that, like, when you use white, it pastelizes it a little bit. I don't mind. I would rather do that. I don't like the colored pencil
blending stump.
It's not a blending stump. It's just a blending colored pencil. And it's like basically a pencil with no pigment, but it's so scratchy. So I don't like those. Mostly just, I don't know, maybe they work really well, but like the first time I used it, I was just like, ugh. Like the texture just that like cringe through my fingers. I was like, no.
You're a texture eater and a texture painter.
Very much so. Well, it's funny because I really don't actually like texture, like when it comes to like watercolor paper and stuff. But I'm getting, I don't mind it when it's with watercolors, but when I try to do colored pencils on it and it's really rough, that kind of bugs me. But it's like bugging me less now. I didn't really leave like actual highlights on the bottom part of her hair. I kind of just...
You've got a white paint pen.
I blibbity blue blobbed it out. But I'm going to come back in with some of the darker colors and bring them down a little bit further. We'll just kind of mix and match and play around.
I'm reserving my voice.
Oh, it's so thoughtful of you. Everyone appreciates it.
I'm sure they do.
I hate having the sniffles.
I'm just so glad that you tested negative.
Me too. Don't get me sick. You stay back.
We're pretty sure we have the same strain, but there's just this slight hesitation to like get too close because it could very well be that I have a different strain of it.
I mean, I don't know how you would, but yeah.
Or that somehow you might like, maybe it might morph and Power Rangered inside me and it's going to come back to you. I don't know.
No, let's not do that.
Jenna said commercial break. I hope it was a good one. I hope it was like an ad that I helped make. No, it wouldn't be for you though.
Why?
Because she's not in the UK.
Oh, yeah, true. If you're in the UK, the ads that you see, that's just Rocky's bit, you know?
Some of it might actually be, which is really weird.
I've seen a couple of your commercials. Come on.
She's all, it was not. Yeah, it's really weird sitting there watching YouTube and then like suddenly you see a commercial you made come on. And I'm just like, I feel like I'm at work suddenly.
Yeah, I'll
like,
be
get off my TV.
like I'll be sitting there and like, why does this sound familiar? And then like I'll see like I don't know sauce pouring over some food, and I'm like, oh my god, I've seen that like 1,000 times.
Yeah, basically.
Just adding some more of the rich color up here. The Tuscan red is a little dull, so trying to liven it up while still keeping it dark. All right, kind of looks good. I feel like this needs to come down further. Good enough. If it bothers me, I can always come back later and, I don't know, do stuff to it.
That's right.
I'm going to add some orange in here, though, because it looked a little dull.
It's not done yet.
Never is.
No,
all right. Let's move the hair pencils aside.
It looks fabulous so far.
That's good. I hope it looks better on screen than really. Have a little bit of my big coffee. Delicious.
I've noticed when watching live streams that it's like the way that YouTube encodes it, depending on how much movement there is, it can look pretty bad. So hopefully what you guys are seeing is decent.
Yeah, I was tempted to like get an encoder to like make the live streaming look better, but that's probably expensive.
It's also like an action we'd have to take. Guys, don't make us do things.
I hate that. Oh, I totally forgot. I was going to make the light coming really sharp from the left. I can still do it with your skin.
Exactly.
But I was going to
do... Here's magical. It doesn't know time, space, light.
Yeah. Going to go really light with the darkest purple just because I don't want it to be too dark. But I need to add a little shadow. And I'm leaving a white edge because that's where the highlight's going to be. And then just darker purple up where the hair is. So anyway, driving back from Paris after we shoved Rocky's jacket into the, busted out window.
Oh my God. Thank God we did, because it was like torrential downpour.
Yeah. So then we get to Calais to take the train to drive the
By the
train.
way, we're just backing up to tell you about our amazing day that we left France.
Yes. So we get to Calais and
Calais is basically the city that takes you under the channel back over to Folkestone in the UK.
Right. And so we get there and we're in line to board the train and Rocky's car won't start. And we're like in the front of the line too. He's like,
and the gate. And if you guys have, I don't know if you know this, but basically you wait in a really long line and you wait forever for this gate to open for you to drive on the train. And
well, sometimes you wait forever. Sometimes you wait 5 minutes.
Right. And so we were lucky and we just got there and the thing opened and I was like, oh my God, we can go. We're at the front of the line. And I like turned my car on and it wouldn't move. I was like, what is happening? And then after maybe 10 seconds, the guy just like put the gate back down and let another lane.
No.
He left our gate open, but he let a whole other like row of people go. I was like, yeah. And all the people behind me, I'm sure, were just like livid.
But then he like got it started and we started moving and the guy was like, okay, hold still. And so anyway, then we get on the train. Everything's great. Then we're getting off the train and 2 cars in front of us, their car won't start. Or it started, but it won't move.
What happened was they left their emergency brake on. Mm-hmm. And so every time they were trying to take off, it was just not moving. And the guys outside were trying to like help them understand this. It took maybe like 3 or 4 minutes.
I was like, hurry up.
And then this traffic was, it's just.
Yeah, then there was loads of traffic. So it was this really weird roundabout way to get home that we've never taken. It took an extra like hour and a half, maybe hour and a half to get home.
It was pretty.
Yeah, it was fine. But my symptoms were kicking in. I guess like my throat was getting scratchy.
Kimmel's like, my organs hurt.
Yeah. Okay, so wait. First, for dark purple color I used was Parma Violet.
Parma Violet.
And now I'm using Lilac, which is no longer made by Prismacolor. They're trying to replace the pigment. Anyway, so yeah, I was like, as we were driving, like, I was like, I don't know if it was the bed, because the bed was like sleeping on, I don't know, a stack of cardboard. I was like, my organs and my back hurt. It feels weird. And I was like, maybe it's just the seat. I don't know. Also, I'm laying in the purples first, and then we're going to go over the top with like a peachier flesh tone. But I'm doing the purples because I like, purple shadows with the yellow hair. It's a whole thing. Anyway.
I hear you, girl.
Excuse me.
I don't know. All I know is once I did get sick and I was like feeling symptoms, I ended up sleeping till like 3 p.m. on the worst day. I was just like, I'm sleeping.
You were lucky. The first 3 nights that we got back, I was going to bed at like 11-ish and waking up at 3. And I was like, I guess I'm awake now. I just got up. I couldn't sleep. So
I definitely woke up at 3 at the same time you had, like 2 nights later. And then I just laid there for an hour and a half until I fell back asleep. I was like, I'm not getting up.
yeah.
I'm not doing it.
I think the first night I got up at 3. The second night I got up at, I got up at 4:45. And then the next night I got up at 4:45, but the time change had happened. So it was really 3:45. I was like, no, I was so annoyed.
I will say being sick makes me so grateful for being healthy.
Oh,
like I
sure.
am always grateful for being healthy, but when you get sick, you're like, you really appreciate it.
You kind of realize you take it for granted sometimes. But
I love the newness of living.
Yeah, me too. All right, moving on to lavender, which I believe is also another canceled color. It's not canceled, whatever. The pigment is no longer made, so they're replacing it with something else. So, I'm pretty sure I picked this up in Boise when I was there probably a year ago. All right, laying in this last pinky purple. I didn't actually grab a pink for her cheeks or anything, so I'll probably have to dig one out.
Jenna says, time to art with you.
All right.
Get out your art supplies. It's time for arting with Kimmy.
I mean, you could have written that as a jingle for when I used to do art-alongs. When I used to edit videos. Speaking of edited videos, did you guys watch the one, Why I Like Layer Cakes and Colored Pencils? The last...
Oh, the filmed one?
Yeah.
Was that the last video that went live or went up?
Yeah, last week I felt bad, so I did like a short, which, it's not the same, but I wanted something to go up.
Elizabeth says, I think it's replaced with Orchid.
Oh, wow, that was a quick thing. I didn't realize they would do it so quickly. I mean, I don't have Prismacolors here, like open stock, so...
Well, do they even have closed stock here?
You can find it if you look hard enough. You can definitely order it online. But I don't know. I do have some Derwents that a lovely friend gave me that I used too. All right.
Jenna says, I'm going to stamp stuff. I'm having a craft night next Saturday and we'll make Christmas cards.
Fun. I started our Christmas card. I don't like it though, so I'm gonna have to like redo it because it's not vibing the way I want it to.
Trisha says, yes, I watched your videos. They were great. Happy face.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks, Trisha. We miss you.
Yeah, we do. Well, let's hang out.
Yeah, totally.
All right, going in with peach. We're going to start in the darkest areas and kind of press hard and just work it out. I've been on for 33 minutes and no one has said anything about my super obvious nail colors.
Oh, yeah, totally. How could you not notice, guys?
No, I bought this nail polish because it looks like mermaid scales, and I'll probably use it in paintings. It's just a sheer coat, and I think that'll be fun. But of course, I had to put it on as nail polish because what else are you supposed to do when you're sick sitting at home on the sofa?
Mascara?
I'm wearing mascara too. Why? Because my eyelashes are basically invisible now.
Plus, crazy there from here.
I just wanted to see. It seems like a lot of work to do makeup. I don't think I could ever get into it. Love what it does for people when they do it right, but man, just when I see people put on like 5 different layers, amazing results, but it looks exhausting.
I wonder if, like, once you know how to do it right, if it's motivating, if it makes you excited. You know what I mean?
I mean, I would probably be more motivated because I'm sure I would look better. Even if I could just figure out how to tone down my pink skin.
It's part of who you are.
Yeah, but it's like, I always look like I'm a little sunburned or embarrassed or something.
Are you?
Well, when I'm out with you.
Okay, well, that totally aligns.
Don't use work talk in here.
Are we aligned? Let's put a pin in that.
Oh my God.
Let's take this offline, Kimball.
No.
No, corporate talk.
I need to get some pink for like her lips and stuff.
Elizabeth says makeup is like art.
Yeah, I'm too lazy though, and I'm too scared to like walk around with it on my face.
Trisha says, oh, that's nice, Jenna. I was thinking about making Christmas cards too. And then Jenna says, I have so many Christmas stamps that have never been used. So this was a good excuse. Sorry, for some reason, there's like a big heart thing over the comments when they're in the bottom right-hand side. So I have to kind of wait for them to go by.
We should just do like a big Zoom call and we can all like art together.
It's never been done.
Oh, well, that probably has. I've never Zoomed. I wouldn't know what to do.
Have you never had a Zoom call ever?
Who would I Zoom call with?
That's a very good point.
It's either you or my parents. I've been a part of some of your Zoom calls. I like to pop in and say hello to people that I know and that you work with.
Trisha says, Kimball, I did notice your nails, but then I was too busy watching you color to mention it.
Oh.
Can't wait to see the mascara.
I mean, it's really not noticeable. Actually, it probably will be if you, I don't know, if you pay attention to my eyes. Like, my eyelashes just look like they've disappeared. I wonder what like the most colorful book, what the most popular coloring book is. Because there are so many out there. I like this one. This one's got some pretty good paper in it. I feel like I could do some light washes with watercolor if I wanted to. I could do some marker. Probably get a little bit of bleed through, but...
Is it cardstock or what is it?
I don't know. It's a little thick. All right, moving on to light peach. That is light peach. And we're just going to burnish it all in. We're not even going to worry about giving her pink cheeks.
You typically have to use a light color to do the burnishing.
Well, no, but I left the light for the last part, so I'm not really sure how her eyeball shape is, but we're going with it. And I just go over everything. Can leave some lighter spots and go over it with white at the end if you really want. Probably will.
Doing fabulous.
Thanks. And if you weren't talking to me, well, good job, whoever's doing fabulous.
Oh, I'm talking to you.
You talking to me?
I can't believe how Christmas is everywhere here already. Like, I love it, but I can't believe it.
I'm so ready for the holiday season.
Yeah. Halloween ended and then Christmas was there. There's no like waiting
That's how it
for
should
Thanksgiving. It's just like, here it is. Some stores had Christmas up in August.
Yeah, that's a little early, but I'm not mad about it, but that is
you can leave it up all year, as far as I'm concerned.
I know, right? But yeah, some of the big stores, I was like, whoa, you have a Christmas section and it's like super warm outside.
The thing I was getting really confused about over here was Thanksgiving being celebrated and also Black Friday, because I thought Black Friday was like after Thanksgiving. So
the day after, yeah.
I haven't really looked into it. I'm sure there's a really good reason, but it struck me. It's like, what's happening? And I was asked to make some Thanksgiving content. I was like, oh, for the US? And they're like, no, for the UK. And I was like, what are you talking about? They're like, oh yeah, we celebrate it now. I'm like, do you?
You celebrate the Americans left, or that's cool.
But apparently it's becoming more popular. I guess like Halloween's kind of similar. Like in certain parts of the world, it wasn't ever really popular and it kind of just gains popularity over time. I don't know.
Yeah, well.
I mean, any excuse to walk around from door to door, meet people, and take their candy.
I'm there. All right. That is the skin tone. Although I do need to add some kind of pinkish. Oh my gosh, look at this card that Rocky got me.
He had that morning he had just talked, or like, I don't know, it was the morning I got that card. He had just talked about like not wanting to exercise or something. And I went out and like snuck out to buy a card basically on the way to work. And I was like, oh, this is perfect.
That's absolutely the last time I tried jogging. I almost choked on my cake and kept spilling my coffee. Note to self, don't do it again. Accurate.
Well, it did say wine, but then I crossed it off and put ooh because we don't like wine.
Yeah, that is gross.
If you like wine, it's fine. It's just not for us.
We just think you're gross. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. It's just not my jam.
Elizabeth says, I like Joanna Basford's books. They are whimsical and full of fun fantasy worlds.
See, I like those too. I like to look at them, but like I think I would go nuts coloring them. Those are because there's so much going on. Like I think if that's the same one, same person we're talking about.
Jenna says, Black Friday, I understand, same, but I'm still confused about Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Or so confused about Thanksgiving. Yeah, I have to figure it out. I mean, honestly, I guess it is like a good reason for people to get together and eat and like celebrate family and togetherness and being thankful.
But like,
I guess it doesn't like need to be restricted to any particular. Like we
just put different values behind.
I'm trying to think. Do Americans take on like other people's holidays as well? Like, what are?
I don't know. America's such a melting pot.
I don't know. Is Cinco de Mayo considered?
And well, we do like St. Patty's Day,
right? True.
And is that? I mean, maybe that's an American holiday that we just were like, yes, another reason to party.
We are so ignorant towards the holidays. If we're offending anyone, please forgive us.
Well, I don't really celebrate them. Like we just, I don't know. Rocky and I love every day, so I'm just using some hair color for the darker parts of her lip, and I'm gonna use this pink to lighten it up.
So St. Patrick's Day observes the death of St. Patrick, the patron saint of Ireland. The holiday has evolved into a celebration of Irish culture with parades, special foods, music, dancing, drinking, and a whole lot of green.
So why is it in the U.S.? Probably just because there's lots of Irish people there.
I mean, again, I think any good
any reason to party.
I think America has like a deep like.
I mean, I don't know. America's from everywhere.
Right, exactly. There's so many immigrants there. So I mean, like, and there's heavy Scottish and Irish influences there. So of course they would bring their culture with them. And then, like it's also just a good reason to like get together and drink and eat.
I'm gonna say that's her tongue. So we're just gonna pick a dark red. It's the darkest red that I used for her hair.
Oh, this is what we're needing to watch afterwards, Kimball. St. Patrick's Day for kids. Okay, I'm gonna save it to our favorites. We'll have to watch that later.
Why?
I'm just kidding.
Okay.
All
right.
Oh, right. Cinco de Mayo is not really celebrated in Mexico, really. That's like
it's just another American holiday.
Kind of. Janet says it's celebrated in one small town in Mexico.
All right, we're going to do the eyes, which I'll start with indigo blue.
Yeah, it was always difficult doing Cinco de Mayo, especially when working on like an authentic Mexican brand, because you're like, it's not necessarily an authentic Mexican holiday.
I feel like my pencil, maybe I'll sharpen with this real quick. I feel like it's dull or something, like something's weird. So I'm just sharpening with a different, well, that sharpened up real nice for you.
For what?
I was just using that to see if it would kind of clean off this blade. I don't know, the blade just feels dull or something, which can start breaking the lead. Oh, also my hand's just a little sweaty.
You need one of those old
from the 80s
old pencil sharpeners from school that had like the
little
crank, and inside it had 3 gears spinning around. Remember those?
My dad has one screwed into his work table outside.
Remember that like kids would get up from their desk to go like sharpen their pencils?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
All right, so I'm going to use this to darken in her pupils. Just because I don't want to use black and they need to be a little darker. And then I'm just going to start from the top and we'll just fade it as we come down. Do it under the highlight, fade as we come down. Can probably even go over the black lines because it looks even darker. All right, then same thing on this side.
Cinco de Mayo traces its origins to the Mexican army's unlikely defeat of far better equipped French forces at the Battle of Puebla on May 5th, 1862.
I will remember that, and I will apply that knowledge next year when somebody asks me about Cinco de Mayo.
Can you imagine how proud of themselves they must have been for that? Like having defeated like an army that was way bigger than yours against all odds.
What is this, Sparta?
I've been so happy.
Yeah, I also would have been terrified.
Well, yeah, but
I am very grateful I never had to go into a war because,
well, you never know, Kimball. Previous lives.
Well, yeah, if you believe in that sort of thing. Anyway, taking True Blue and extending it, or just starting in the darks and extending. I feel like this is gonna break. Seems weird. Gonna bring it down just a little bit, just around the iris, leaving the pupil alone. Don't touch the pupil. And then I do have a lighter color, non-photo blue, and we'll just blend it out a little bit further, and then we'll just take white and, you know, get that last little bit. Make sure it's clean. You don't want to like drag some like red through the eyeball. You just blend it out. Eyeballs. Also, my other Sharpie pen, I had to toss it. It finally died.
Oh no, no extra fine water-based fine.
Well, I mean, this is extra fine, discontinued, but I had another one downstairs.
Okay, so you do have one.
Yeah. I just want to add an extra highlight in the eye. Okay.
Oh, ads running for some viewers in 55 seconds.
Sorry. I got to make that, 20 cents somehow.
I never saw that come up before.
Is
it saying that
it's
ads
telling
are going
you
to
that
run
ads?
shortly? Yeah, in 40 seconds. Prepare, guys. It's looming.
Maybe like every 15 minutes or 20 minutes or something it goes off. I don't know. They have a new ad thing. I just let it do what it does. I'm going to use probably the mid purple, the lilac, to shade her eyeball. Put some shadow in at the top and just kind of fade it down. And then use just the white to pastelize that, kind of gray it out a little bit. And blend it into the white of the paper. Good enough. Oh, and then the rest of her hair. Like, not the rest, but how I wanted that white highlight I forgot to leave over here. Just add that in with a paint pen. It's always fun to add like harsh highlights. Put a little here. Probably put a little bit in her eye. Some up here, because why not? All right. Then if I end up ever coloring the background, that'll like pop out a little bit more, but I don't think I'll be coloring the background live right now because that's just like a lot of work. I had a little bit of blue just to like these drops on her arm.
So right now, bonfire night's happening.
Is that what all the fireworks are all about?
Yes. So basically, but they're like, if you don't do it properly, you could get a whopping 5,000 pound fine. But literally, it's just been fireworks like from 6 p.m. till 10.
Yeah, they've been going nonstop here.
Crazy. I was like, did someone break into the fireworks store?
I feel like we talked about this last year.
Elizabeth says, "Woof, autocorrect, Kimball."
What did I do?
I don't know.
I'm not typing.
Maybe it was what she wrote before. Kimball. Oh, she actually wrote your name wrong. Do you have a favorite Prismacolor color?
Oh,
one you use every time, definitely.
Aside from white, I love aqua. Like the light aqua is one of my favorite colors. I love neon pink and the neon yellow and the neon orange. I kind of have my favorites. Like when I do blues, I love indigo blue mixed with true blue and just white. That gives you a really crystal clear, like pretty blue, like a deep dark to a mid to the white. And they're creamy, so they blend out really nicely. These colors I pulled out, I don't use these very often. They're the more pastel. I'm going to try them on the fish and see how that goes. They're just going to be like just to smudge colors around, and then I'm going to use a different, like darker versions of those to shade it, I hope. I don't know. I didn't plan that far ahead. But yeah, favorite color.
You only can pick one. If you're going to a desert island.
Light aqua.
Light aqua.
But I use canary yellow is the yellow I would go to for like any pops of yellow that I want to have happen. I kind of have like my favorites, but they all have like a purpose.
Right.
So it's hard to just say my absolute favorite, but I love probably the light
you love
aqua.
This for this, and you love this for that. And
like
that
I could
for
color
this.
that in light aqua and be fine with it, but I realized I did light aqua on a lot of the pieces. So I was trying to pick colors that I don't use as often. All right, let's pretend like we know what we're doing with this fish hair piece.
I just imagine it jumped up and like started sucking her hair.
I know. I was like, was it a hair piece or was it like it's trying to snack on her? I don't know.
She's like, what's that?
So I'm basically going to just kind of...
It has like a sleeping mask on.
I'm going to basically... I know. That's what I thought too. That's what I'm going to color it as. I was going to ask everyone what they thought it was. But I'm going to kind of just muddle the colors around, kind of like an opal is kind of what I'm going for. And hopefully I can figure out how to shade it afterwards.
That's future Kimber problem.
That is future Kimber's problems. I wasn't very prepared with my sharpening.
The sharpening, it sounds like a horror movie.
Apologies. All apologies. I don't know how that actually goes. All apologies.
I'm not going to try to sing right now. It's going to be horrid.
Well, I can't sing on key unless I've got music playing with me, so... Also, if it's not a song I'm familiar with, like Kung Chi Bachi, Kung Chi Bachi, yeah, I can do that. Okay. Oh yeah, 17's new album came out.
Oh my god, it's so good. It's so good.
I'm like not surprised that it's so good. And the hip hop team, they did like a fun like Halloween inspired one called Monster. It's fantastic. It sounds like a Tim Burton, like it'd be in a Tim Burton movie.
I was obsessed with this log. I don't know why, but we went into one of the passages in France or in Paris, and we were walking through, and this guy just had this shop full of tchotchkes, and I was like,
so many things in there.
And I was about ready to walk out, and I saw this little owl, and I was like, I need that in my life. Anyway, sorry.
Now get it out of my way. Get your little treasure out of my way. Did I get anything fun there? I got some plate, like dinnerware and stuff, but...
In France, you mean?
Yeah.
Did you get any clothing?
Mm-mm. Okay, so I'm just adding random splotches to this fish.
Rose says, I love that owl!
It's so cool.
I don't even care if the log works. I haven't tried it. I just want to sit. I have it right next to my computer so I can always look at it.
We've got nothing to lock up anyway.
Our love. Tracy says, glad you're feeling better, Kimball.
Thank you. I wish I was like 100%, but I'm at like 85, which is much better than what I was yesterday even. Like every day I smell something new and I taste something new, and that's exciting. It's so weird when you wake up and you're like, I can't taste anything. Don't recommend. I was kind of going for an opal-y look to this.
Like your nails.
Well, that's pearlescent. But like my ring or my birthstone is an opal. Among other, I have like 3 birthstones spoiled.
You couldn't decide.
Somebody couldn't. I think the original one was like the tourmaline, like the pink tourmaline. And some guys couldn't handle that or something. So they added, what is the other one? I don't remember. And then I also have opal. Don't know, don't care.
So what is this technique?
Spludge it and hope it works out. I've never done this before, so, you know. Just wanted a bunch of soft colors. But basically, I started with that first color, and then I just splotched it around somewhat evenly. And then as I went to the next color, I just kept it near it and built off of it. I couldn't find like the perfect yellow. There is one. Oh, I didn't even tell you the colors I'm using. This one is eggshell. But I was going to use cream, but it was a little too light. And this one is Pink Rose. Has anybody had any like problems with the, is it a tropical storm? I don't even know. I'm not even gonna pretend I don't know how to say it. Karen, the storm.
Yeah.
I've not heard anybody actually pronounce it. So I don't know how to say it. Hopefully, if that affected you, that you're okay.
Yeah, I know. I read it was really bad up north and it was really bad down south, especially on Jersey. I was actually looking at the weather app and I saw it pass over Jersey and I was like, oh my God.
Mm-hmm. This is Deco Pink. A lot of pinks.
And by Jersey, we mean like not Jersey in the US, but Jersey
little island south of England. Add a little extra green in.
That's where all the money is.
Well, it's where our money was.
I think a lot of offshore accounts are in Jersey. That's why they call them offshore.
Well, now they're just called washed away. All right, so now that I have these colors laid in, I have to figure out how to shade it. I think the colors I'm going to shade with, I'll also use to do the tails because they're going to be darker versions of these. So what I need, I can use probably, where are you at? This color for the purple. Maybe I'll just do this. Maybe I'll just go over it with this. Maybe I will just make life easy on myself. Oh, but these colors real quick, since I didn't actually say what they were, and I know some people like that. We've got Sky Blue Light, Deco Peach, Eggshell, Grade Lavender, Pale Sage, Pink Rose, and Deco Pink. That's better.
I thought you were going to have her sucking the hair in it, and it was like turning its tail into the same color as her hair or something.
I was actually going to do that, but I was going to do it opposite. I was going to have it like yellow up here and then come down to the red. But I don't know. I think I want pretty colors.
Do pretty colors.
Like prettier colors. She's autumnal. Let's see if I can pull this off.
Trisha says the Channel Islands are beautiful. Jersey is well worth a visit.
Maybe someday.
Someday. There's so many places to visit in such little time.
I know.
Or funds.
Well, that too. I'm just using this to go over all the colors. They'll probably still shine through.
Shine bright like a diamond.
No. I feel like I'm not blinking.
I feel like I'm not speaking because my throat hurts.
Yeah.
I didn't want to drink tea because I just don't want to be staying awake.
The only tea we have is caffeinated.
So I just made boiling water with honey in it.
Spoiled.
Yum!
It's not much different than what you normally drink. You put like a teaspoon of coffee in there and then have 5 cups of hot water. nasty. This is working okay. I feel like I need to do an overall shade as we come up. Do a little overall shading here. And I'll come in and do scale shading. Try to make some of the scales stand out from the others.
If you were doing this not on a live, how long do you think a page would take you to finish?
Oh my god, I started a coloring page last year, like a year ago. It was in October that I started it, and it's still not done.
Well, I mean, thank you. If you sat down and were like, I'm going to finish it in the one sitting, how long would it take you if you were just not doing it for a live?
I'd probably color a little bit faster because I would be coloring like this. But since I'm coloring off my head off to the side, it takes me a little bit longer. I don't know why. But I mean, it really just depends on how detailed the coloring page is. This one, it'd probably be roughly the same time. I'm not coloring any faster or slower than I normally would. I don't think, anyway.
Kimball's not a, like, I'm going to make this into multiple sittings kind of art person.
No, also, I'm like, I mean, would you guys really want to come back next week and watch me, like, finish this piece? Or should I just finish it now?
We need instant gratification, okay? This is like retail.
You know, for the people that watch this later, they can just skip to the end.
Tonya says, sparkle heart, regular heart, face with heart eyes.
Thank you. All the hearts and back at ya. That's how we do things around here. It's all about the love. All right, I think I'm going to come in with a darker purple and just darken up a little bit down here. Kind of just scribbling. I want like some of the original color to come through. You know, looks like scales, blah, blah, blah. I'm not trying to go ham, though.
Audi says, hello.
Hello. And welcome. Or
does Audi say, hello?
Oh, hello and welcome. I thought you were going to do like the little caterpillar on Labyrinth. Hello.
I would if making my throat do that wouldn't feel horrible.
You thought you wouldn't be able to eat dinner and you did that. Success. All right, just going over white there because I thought it would do something. I'm going to use this, though, and just kind of add some sparkly bits on the scales. I feel like this is weird because it's the first, not the first, but one of the few times I haven't used any Jane Davenport products. Weird. I thought so. Do a couple of miscellaneous sparkly ones down here. You know how in a sequin dress, there's always like that little pop of shimmering down in the shadows.
Oh, yeah. I'm still so confused about the eye mask.
Yeah, well, we don't have to know.
We don't question it. We accept it, move on.
I tell you, I just wish these symptoms would just go away. So I'll probably use the same colors. Actually, I'll pick out a couple of the colors. We'll do pink, purple, yellow, and blue. How about that?
How about that?
How about them apples? We'll start with the purple. No, wait, we'll go blue to purple to pink to yellow. Why not? Let's just do it. We're going to do shading later. So blue to purple.
It's so delicate.
Mm-hmm. think I just realized, like, when I used the pastel tints from Castle Arts, I think that's what it was, that, like, I never really used the pastel colors in my Prismacolors. I'm going to bring that blue down a little bit further just to help blend those colors. And then we'll go pink. Plus the pink and blue layered will look purple anyway, so the purple was just a little buffer. Not really worried about shading just yet. And then we'll come in with the yellow. It's suddenly an ASMR video.
Yeah. If there was more slack on the cord, I would move the mic all the way up there.
Ooh, really get in there. Maybe I'll bring in some of the Deco Peach just as an in-between of the yellow and the pink. Pretty much just brought all the colors in. And then, okay, keep these there so I can use them again. I'll try using the purple as the shading color. I mean, honestly, I'm just too lazy, but maybe I'll use this blue. I would use the same color, just a darker version of what I used for the pastels. But I don't want to have to go looking for it. So I'll just kind of mix these two up here. And then, actually, I could just use this color to help blend it in.
I'm trying to hold in the cough.
Don't hold it in, sweetie, just do it. But like quietly. So maybe I'll try doing...
Just gonna move the camera slightly.
Try using some of the other colors that I've already used on her. Now I'm just trying to hurry it up a little bit because I feel like we've definitely gone about an hour or more.
Possibly.
Yeah, I'm sure we've gone quite a ways over. So sorry, I don't mean to go over an hour.
It's fine. You've got 12 people. They're sticking around.
Thanks, 12 people. I appreciate it.
Oh, it's down to 9. Way to go, Kimball.
You know what? I dipped out. I don't even know what color to try to shade that with. We're just going to try this.
Did you ever color when you were younger?
I probably started coloring like high school.
But did you ever do like coloring books as a child?
Not that I can recall. I'm just using peach to do some of the shading down here.
What was like the most artsy thing you did as a kid?
How old are we talking?
Like up to 13.
I mean, that's just when I started drawing, like in junior high school.
Okay.
I remember I used to draw this woman like flying up with her hands out and there was like flames all around her.
Was it kind of in a comic illustration style?
Oh yeah, it was very much inspired by the Phoenix from X-Men.
That was your jam.
I mean, the way I described it sounded like she was like a witch being burned at the flame or at the stake, but no. Okay, we'll bring in a little bit of highlights. Just because they're fun. It's a break from the colored pencils. But also just trying to keep it quite simple. Yeah, it's probably good enough. Subtle, but there. Oh God, now repeat process on face. Well, on fins. But to a lesser extent. We'll just do blue to purple on these ones, and then on the other ones we'll do different colors.
Elizabeth asks, what was the green pencil you used again?
The pale green, it was a pale sage.
Pale sage.
Pale sage. Maybe I'll use that for up there. I'll do green and yellow for that one. Purple.
Elizabeth says, I appreciate having entertainment while I try to get this coloring page drawn. You can do it.
You can do it. You can do it. There's nothing really to it. Well, if I only had a brain. Make that just a little bit darker. It's back in the shadows.
Do you remember what you wanted to be when you were a kid? Like before you started doing art?
For the longest time, I wanted to be an English teacher or an art teacher. It was really.
What do you think inspired that?
Just having cool teachers. And it was like a subject that I liked. No point in teaching something I don't like. Sure as heck ain't going to be a math teacher. Or if you're in the UK, a maths teacher.
True.
It's a hard word to say, maths.
Maths.
Pluralizing. Some shading.
Is everyone back from that forced ad yet?
Oh, God.
Elizabeth says, okay, so the fish makes me think it's trying to suck the color out of her hair. Twisted rainbow fish.
Oh, that's a fun little story. I never make up like stories for my stuff. Why not? Ugh, I'm a fool. Like I never like come up with stories for my own artwork or anything else. So this is eggshell and pale sage or sage pale. We'll start with green. I might do three.
Maybe
colors.
It jumped on her hair and it turned her hair that color.
Maybe it drained all the like pretty pearlescent color out and gave her like just a nice pretty brown.
Maybe she picked that up, put it on her hair, and it sucked all the color out of the fish and put it on her hair instead. That's how they dyed their hair.
There's too much going on.
That's how they dye their hair.
Underwater hair salon.
And the fish is just left without color. It's just like little bits of pigment left.
I think I'm going to take pink or orange at the ends. Whatever color this is. Deco Peach. Just because it's fun to blend colors. And then for shading on that, I really don't know what the heck to use. I could try blue.
I don't see why not.
Since it'll look a little green. And then go back in with the green to just kind of blend that out. And then I don't want to use like an orange because it's way too vibrant. So we'll try peach. All right, good enough. There's lights and darks in there. Ooh. Do a little highlight with some white paint pen. Probably not too much on that back fin. I feel like this part of the fin is sticking out in front of the other one, but I really don't know. That's the one thing I don't like about coloring other people's work is like I don't know all the details of what's going on. Not that that really matters because you can do your own interpretation of it. Of course, when I color my own stuff, I'm like, what the hell did I draw? And then the front part here, so we did pink, purple, yellow. I think I've used all the colors. So what should we do there? We'll start with the pink and have it go. This is like an orangey red, so we could go blue, bluish green. Maybe we'll go into this color. We'll see what happens. Well, that's still wet.
Oh, was it the white paint pen thing?
Yeah, so I'm just going to do that. And then we're going to go really light at the end. Actually, we'll go kind of medium-handed, heavy-handed. Blend that in. Use this to kind of get a little more blended. And then we'll go over with the really pale sky blue light. I just wanted a bluish color up here because it's a complement to her hair.
Elizabeth said, and the fish was at a spa, and that's why there's an eye mask.
That makes sense now. I wonder what goes through Camilla's mind as she's creating these images. Like if that was remotely anything of what she was thinking.
Maybe she's doing that thing where you fall asleep with marbles in your hand, and then right when you start to fall asleep, you drop the marbles and it wakes you up, and you're like at your creative peak, and you have to get up and create. Have you guys heard about this?
Yeah, that's a no for me.
Yeah, like, I mean,
it was weird because I just heard about it, and then I saw Jane talk about it too, and I was like, yeah, that's not a thing that I'm into. I do want to highlight this part of her hair because I feel like the light would catch it. And a little bit of her bangs too. Because I like highlighting stuff. We'll do a small shadow. Well, not a shadow, but a little bit of shading, whatever. Yeah, that's good enough. All right, eye masky colors. We'll make it, so we got greens, yellows, and purples up there. So we could do blues and like this peachy color. So we'll go blue on this part. And then peachy color for the little flowery part and that circle inside. And not everything needs to have total rendering. Like I don't have to do all this shading and stuff. These can just be flat colors. And then, yeah, we'll just go green in the middle.
Reminds me of the fish that's worn as a hat on Pokemon Magikarp. That's from Elizabeth. We have two Elizabeths, by the way, and I'm not like distinguishing between the two. I'm so sorry. So we have Elizabeth Scherer and then Elizabeth Jaramillo.
That sounded like you were really confident.
Jaramillo? I'm not sure. Jaramillo, probably.
And I was like, Geronimo. Okay, got that done. Now we're going to focus on the water, which I'm just going to use my blues and white. And I'm going to turn this a little bit just because I'm going to be doing lines this way. And I'm not going to color all the water. We're just going to color around her. And you can just make up where the ripples are. Little splashes. Also, you can just go over top with a white paint pen if you want to add little splashy marks or whatevers. So you don't have to be too precious with the lines. I feel like I need to add some more dark stuff in. I noticed like with my artwork, I'm a little afraid to do really high contrast. I was noticing that the other day when I did a face, like I was painting a face. And I liked it a little bit more than some of my other stuff. Mira Byler does really cool water. Like, she's very good at painting. She's a YouTuber. I'm sure a lot of you have seen her. She does some gorgeous stuff. And then we'll come in with just the next blue. This one is True Blue, which I thought would look pretty next to her hair.
All right, so Elizabeth's saying it's double L is a Y sound, and then Miyo, and J is an H sound. So if I'm getting it right, is it Jaramillo? Jaramillo? Elizabeth Jaramillo? I have to get ready for work. This is Tanya. We'll watch the rest this afternoon. Have a great day, everyone. Bye, Tanya.
Bye, Tanya.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
Have a great day at work.
As great of a day as you can.
You ate today. That's the new thing.
Yeah, I keep seeing people say, like, you ate. And I'm like, wait, what? Like,
meaning like you slayed or you did really well. Or
I guess. Like, when I was a kid, I was telling Rocky, like, when I say someone, when we're like, oh, they totally ate, like, it means like they ate shit. Or like they biffed it and they wiped out.
Elizabeth said yes, very close, so I didn't quite get it. It's going to be Elizabeth J for now because I don't want to keep saying your name wrong.
We'll just call her EJ. And then we'll go in with some non-photo blue.
Non-photo?
Non-photo.
Is that what it's called?
That's what it's called. I mean, you can come in with greens, yellows. I mean, water has so many different colors, aquas. And then we'll come in with white. We'll start in the lightest spots. Kind of just burnish the colors by pressing hard and causing some friction.
It's like the wind's blowing over the water.
Mm-hmm. We're getting there. We're almost done, I swear.
You can do it.
Just making sure I wasn't down to the wood because that always scratches it. Makes it not pretty. Good enough. And then we'll just bring in some little white highlighty ripples. I don't know how water does. Kind of just follow some lines around her hair. I mean, the lines are pretty thin, so it's not like it's super noticeable. Probably done with that. Might be done.
Oh my goodness.
I'm just going to take the really pale blue and just color some of the water drops, but...
Okay. Just have to use the restroom real quick.
Oh my, it is now the time.
Yes.
He's like, I've been holding it forever. Going with the super pale blue. Just on some of these splashes. I feel like somebody can make this a very dark rendition and make this like blood drops or something creepy. 'Tis the season. Well, I guess Halloween's over, but 'twas the season. Just a couple of dots. They don't all have to be colored. And I'm so tempted to do some kind of outline, but I'm not going to. I will add some of this down here, though. Just because it's, you know, everywhere else in the painting. Why not incorporate it all over the place? And with that, I think she's done.
All right, well, I have to take this off the thing real quick. 1 second.
I was very tempted to add like some like neon pink. You know, maybe I will.
It's never too late.
Oh, you didn't take it down?
I will. I just had to change the settings.
Just adding pops of neon pink, because why wouldn't I? It's like, if you look at it, the picture as a whole, it's kind of subtle, but it's so bright once you like notice it.
Elizabeth says, this is EJ, says, do you like coloring other coloring books as well?
I do have, I only have a couple of them because when I went on my little coloring book hunt, I couldn't find like a lot that I really loved because I have to really want to color the image. And if it's not like top quality, then I'm kind of like, eh. Or if the paper itself isn't great, then yeah. So I'm pretty particular.
I like the subject matter too.
Right. Like I like coloring people, and I also like that it's an image. It's not like a page of patterns. That's not my thing.
Are you ready for your close-up?
Yeah.
Here it
I'm
comes.
sure I look amazing.
Oh yeah, guys.
Let's get every patch of dry skin.
Let me. Ooh, there we go. There he is.
Hey.
The man of the hour. Let me sit down here. All right, Kimball. Let's
I'm
see.
all. How do I look like I cut my hair off? I didn't. Oh. There it is.
Oh, Kimball.
Different lighting.
Another one for the fridge. Let's see those eyelashes. There they are, people.
Okay.
All right. Good
They're
job.
like, where are they? Yeah, exactly.
How do you feel about it?
I feel like looking down for so long, I can't breathe. I'm excited that I found my Flash shirt in the loft upstairs.
He's chilling. Kimball was like, this shirt was so tight on me at one point. I was like, how do you think he felt?
Like this. All right. Whew, I think we should go because we need our rest. But thank you for hanging out with us. It means a lot. And we will see you next Sunday with something going on. I'm not sure yet what we're gonna do because I don't know until about 3 hours before. So, all right.
Elizabeth says to rest up, and then
Will do.
Rose says, "Hope you feel better.
Thank you.
Feel better soon." And then Elizabeth, EJ says, "Love it."
Thanks.
Came it really well.
Came together really well.
Came together.
We'll say that.
You came together really well. Hugs from Trisha. All right,
you guys.
Sign off music. Go.
I'm gonna go blow my nose. It's been like oodles of fun, but now we're done because we're sick and tired. We gotta get retired.
Oh my. Well, there
Love
we go.
you. Bye.